This country has treated us like it's our home away from home.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Foos Files, the podcast for fans of the Foo Fighters. It's Dan here. Hope you're having a great week. Wow, what can I say? I'm still not over it. Over it, there's no getting over it, as a wise man sung. Foo Fighters at Anfield Stadium, Liverpool, Saturday the 27th of June, 2026. What a special day. I mean, I've got so much to say about this concert. It was everything you wanted from a Foo Fighters gig. The atmosphere was electric. The set list was awesome. The stage chat from Dave was great. We had a few surprises thrown into the mix. Got so much to unpack from a great day on Saturday. So this episode, of course, is devoted to that. We've got some on-location interviews that I did before the gig. Then also coming up towards the end, it's the interview that the entire Foo fan community wants right now. Marc Bautista, a.k.a. Mentos Guy. If you haven't seen the clip yet, then where have you been hiding for the last few days? He absolutely stole the show with his appearance during Big Me. So more on that later. But just a quick bit of background from me in terms of my day. This was my 7th Foo Fighters show, but significantly the first I've been able to get to since starting up this podcast. So it was quite a special day for me, really, being able to get out and do some stuff on location at the stadium. I indulged myself a little bit, you may have seen on social media, and had a Foos Files podcast t-shirt made, which a few people did ask about, which was nice. Also had a healthy boost in numbers, actually, since the concert, both in terms of listening figures, but also my Instagram and TikTok have really shot up as well since the show. So thanks to everyone who's just started following. I got to chat to lots of fans. Didn't get as much content as I'd have liked, admittedly, just because the day was quite hectic in the end with arranging to meet different groups of friends and stuff like that. But I did get to catch up with a couple of our podcast regulars, Kim Hearn and Maka Chokan, which was absolutely lovely because we've been speaking regularly for like 18 months or something now. They've contributed and supported the podcast quite a bit. So it was really, really brilliant to be able to meet up with them in person. I got up to Liverpool from Birmingham about lunchtime, and my first port of call after parking up was to head over to the stadium to see what was going on. The queue wasn't massive by any means at that point, but I managed to chat to a few of the early arrivals. There were some familiar faces from the Foo community around, plus a few people who'd travelled from different places around Europe, which was really nice. So before we dig into the band's performance itself, it's probably a good point to drop in my pre-gig interviews. So among other things, Kim Hearn gave us a bit of a flavour of night one, where the big talking point was Harper Grohl's boyfriend Max getting up to play rope on the drums on his 18th birthday, after solving a Rubik's Cube. It was all a bit of a stunt, really, wasn't it? Where they made it look like it was a random fan with a sign, but Dave did come clean eventually and revealed that it was all a setup as part of Max's 18th birthday. But well done to Max anyway. He did great, didn't he? But anyway, for the first time in 65 episodes, here's Foos Files on location at Anfield in Liverpool. So we've got Kim, followed by Tobias and Jacques from the Netherlands, and then Sandra, Marco and Marcel from Berlin in Germany. And a quick disclaimer, we've just had 3 days of the hottest weather on record here in the UK, and then I rock up at Anfield on Saturday, hit record, against a backdrop of absolutely biting and howling wind, which unfortunately does come out in some of the recordings.
This is Max. He's the fucking best dude in the world. And it's his 18th birthday. And he is a very sweet, loving boyfriend of my daughter, Harper. So everybody, let's sing happy birthday to Max. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Max. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, so the podcast is on the road. Finally, we're on location. So we've come down to Anfield early to hang out with some of the regulars. So here's Kim, whose voice you've heard many times on the pod. How's it going? You're looking forward to night 2 at Anfield?
Yes, yeah, we're very excited to see what different things they might do tonight. Obviously being show 2 of the same city, so yeah, it'll be good to see what surprises they've got in store for us.
Yeah, I mean, people can probably tell by the wind it's a little bit cooler today than Thursday.
It's a bit breezy. Yeah, it's the hairdryer effect.
Yeah, because you had a bit of a sweatbox for you on Thursday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a tad warm on Thursday, so I'm hoping today won't be as bad. It was very hot waiting in the queue, and also once we got in, but once the sun went behind the stand, we were like, oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you say cooler today. Well, I know we kind of know what they're going to play, but what are you looking out for if they could drop something in for you tonight?
If you're listening, guys, please play Asking for a Friend. It's my favourite off the album. I've obviously heard it once in Monterey, but it's just so good live, and everybody loves it. People keep saying they want to hear it, so just play it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've been to Paris and you've been to night 1 here. What's been the highlight of the tour so far?
Oh, well, it's all just been brilliant as always. Probably the highlight at the moment is when Dave and Ilan swap roles. Seeing Dave on drums close up the rail, I've never had that before. I've always been in seats whenever I've seen him play, so that's been amazing. And of course, we had the fun interlude on Thursday night where Max, Hub's boyfriend, came up and played drums as well, so that was awesome.
Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, I mean, one thing we've chatted about loads of stuff about gigs and songs and all sorts. One thing I never really asked you about loads is your photography, because you're on the front row for most of the gigs you go to, and when we first got introduced to each other, I thought you were like an accredited gig photographer. Yeah,
I wish, my dream.
Yeah, I genuinely thought you were an accredited concert photographer, but you do pretty well, because I mean, Shifty and Ilan are always sharing your photos.
I mean, it's lovely, and the piece of video I took of Max playing that thing they did the other night, it's suddenly got like 4,000 likes, and I'm going, whoa. I mean, even my Paris post of stills has got 700 likes, so I'm happy when I get 100 likes, but I've just been blown away by the response of Instagram at the moment, so that's been great.
Yeah, well, one day maybe they'll give you an accreditation, and you can be down in the pit with Andy and the like, yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just love doing it. I mean, I am a photographer, so it's in me to just take photos. So, and of course, Foos are so good to photograph anyway as well. So, I love doing it, and I love sharing it. And so many people say to me, "Oh, I can't go to concerts, but I just love seeing your photos, and thank you for sharing them." So, it's lovely. People are always very lovely about that. So,
excellent. Well, hopefully you'll get some good ones tonight. And yeah, and it's lovely to finally meet you after 18 months.
It's really exciting. And, after we've been chatting and texting and everything. Yeah, it's really great. Well,
thanks for all your support and all your contributions to the pod.
I love the podcast. Absolutely awesome. I'm so glad. Well, thank you for doing it.
No, thank you. We'll have a great show.
Okay, all right. See you later, guys.
My name is Sandra. That's Marco and
Marcel.
Marcel.
We are from Germany.
How long have you been following the band? How many years have you been following?
Oh, I think 14, 15 years, I think.
The end of Nirvana.
Okay.
I think.
So an original fan.
yeah, I think so.
Great stuff. How many times have you seen them before then?
5 times.
5 times, I think.
5 times. Okay, great. So first one in the UK.
Yes.
Yeah. And what you're looking forward to the most about the show? Any particular songs you're hoping for?
No, I love Dave Grohl. That's That's all.
That's the bottom line, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's my bottom line.
Great stuff. What time have you been queuing since today?
I don't know.
11.
Ah, well, at least it's a couple of degrees cooler today than it was on Thursday, so...
Yes. It's better. Near Berlin, it's called 40 degrees. It's here. It's really cool.
Got a favourite song?
In Your Honor, that's my favorite song.
Oh, many songs. Everlong. I think Everlong.
You song me also Everlong.
Great shout. Well, thank you very much, and have a great show. Enjoy the show tonight. Enjoy your time in the UK. So who have we got then here today?
My name is Tobias. I'm Jacques.
And you're from
The Netherlands.
Netherlands?
Yep.
Okay, so long trip then for this one.
Yeah, a horrible trip actually, but we made it. So we were supposed to arrive yesterday in Liverpool, but then because of security problems, we missed our flight. Yeah. So we got here this morning. So we're actually very glad that we made it.
Oh, it's a nick of time at least. But you're here nice and early anyway to get your spot. So what are you looking forward to most about the show tonight?
I just, standing in front and just enjoying the music and seeing Ilan play the drums. We saw him last Sunday during the Pink Pop Festival, and he's crazy good. So yeah, really looking forward to that.
Great. And you?
Yeah. So, well, I can't say I'm looking forward to Everlong because it's the last song, but it's my favorite song, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. But it means it's ending.
It's home time.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, sure. So how many times have you guys seen them before?
3 times, I think.
Pink Pop 2018, then the Taylor Hawkins tribute Wembley, London Stadium 2024, and then Pink Pop 2026, and now Liverpool.
Yeah, great stuff. I mean, we kind of know what they're going to play tonight, but if you had a wish list, if there was one song that you could hear, what would it be?
Hey Johnny Park.
I'm actually pretty pleased with the list. So I have no
change.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, I want to hear Johnny Park as well. They seem to have taken it out the last few concerts, don't they? So maybe they'll switch things up tonight. We'll see. So, but yeah, have a great show tonight, guys.
You too.
Thank you.
Cheers. So that was obviously during the day before the concert. Great to chat to those guys. Tobias, when I went and introduced myself, actually said he recognised my voice, which was quite funny and humbling. So I managed to find at least one listener out there. But that set things up nicely for the day. I headed back into Liverpool after that to meet some friends. Turned into a bit of a busier day than anticipated, so I was later getting back to Anfield than I'd hoped. I did miss Dice Spits and just caught the very last bit of Royal Otis, so I was late getting in, but still managed to claim a decent spot about halfway back to the left of the sound and lighting tower, which is a reasonable viewing and listening point, and particularly good for that section that they did down the runway as well on the stage 2. And before we knew it, 7:30 rolled around, a little later than advertised, and it was showtime. And on came the Foo Fighters, Dave bounding on stage, down the catwalk, and then back up to his mic to kick off an epic 3-hour set. I mean, where do we start? The atmosphere itself, as I said at the start of the show, it was incredible. Still not quite sure yet where it sits in my ranking of Foos concerts that I've attended because, the further you go back, my first one was 2003. The hazier your memory gets. But certainly in terms of a stadium atmosphere where the makeup of the crowd can be wildly different from one show to another. I mean, boy, it was loud. From the word go, they went off big. All my life, you'll know from previous episodes I've been quite vocal in saying it's time for a change of opener, but on this occasion, I'll take it all back. It sounded electric. And then you had the Pretender, and when Dave starts getting everyone to do the hand waving at the start, one arm up in the air, side to side, I actually turned round and looked at the cop, which, for those of you who know your football, it's one of the most famous ends in any stadium in all of world football. It's iconic. And everyone on the cop was joining in with this hand waving. So that was quite a sight. All in all, I mean, Dave was on fire. I feel like he's had a bit of mild criticism lately about his voice and stuff like that, but he sounded great. His energy is still that of a man who is 15 years younger. Something I never get tired of is, I know he's always been very complimentary wherever in the world he goes, but he really does genuinely love the UK, and he spoke at length about so many of the band's firsts being here. He mentioned the Reading Festival, the King's College London show, which we've talked about before on the pod, the first stadium show at Wembley Stadium too. So there is a genuine affection there.
Actually, our first show in the UK was at King's College. We played a show at King's College. We only had 12 fucking songs, so we played 13. Ever since then, this country has treated us like it's our home away from home. All of our firsts came here. Our first arena, our first headlining festival, our first stadium, all of that stuff. So, for all of you, do we have old school fans here tonight? We got some old school. Thanks for that.
Digressing a little, it is great doing this episode because normally I end up trawling the internet for clips from different shows to illustrate different talking points, but for this one I've just been able to go straight to my own camera roll and use my footage, which is really handy. Anyway, back to my general point. Not only does Dave speak so warmly about the UK, you just knew he was really loving being in Liverpool for obvious reasons. We knew there would be at least a passing reference to the Beatles. He wouldn't come to Liverpool and not reference that somehow. During the Pretender breakdown, when he was doing his Duel of Rock and Roll shtick, he actually said, "Everything I learned about rock and roll music came from this city," in reference, of course, to his love of the Beatles. And I know a Paul McCartney guest appearance was talked about. I think we all maybe misguidedly put two and two together because they were in Liverpool and they've collaborated with Paul before. Obviously, that didn't materialise, but we did get a Beatles cover on night 2, I Want You, She's So Heavy, off the Abbey Road album, which was tagged on to the end of Unconditional in the encore. And that's something that was actually on the written set list for night 1, but wasn't played in the end. So we were very lucky to get it on night 2.
I want you. I want you so bad. And it's driving me mad. It's driving me.
Other talking points, I mean, I'd seen footage of the band intros from all the previous shows with the online clips and stuff. I'd heard some of our contributors who've been to the European shows so far talk about how good they've been, but finally getting to see it for myself, I mean, particularly Ilan, I've got to be honest, I was conflicted when I heard they'd been doing this. It might sound a bit stupid to some people, but I mean, one of the biggest losses from the live show since Taylor passed away was he and Dave doing the switch around, because you got to see Dave on the drums, which is always a treat, and then Taylor coming up front with his big smile and just letting rip with that incredible set of lungs that we all know he had on him. And then I heard about Dave and Ilan swapping round in Oslo, and I was like, I don't know about this, because this was Dave and Taylor's thing, but I'll tell you what, getting to see this for myself in person, I was absolutely blown away. I'm a guitar player myself, or should I say a frustrated guitar player, but wow, Ilan absolutely bossed it. What an incredibly talented musician that man is. And without speaking out of term, he's probably in the top 2 guitarists in the Foo Fighters, and they've already got 3 guitarists, of which he isn't one of them. That was some serious wow factor. On the guitar playing bit, we also got to see Pat doing a bit of lead as well, not only in the band introduction doing Manimal by the Germs, but I'd completely forgotten that he's got his own mini solo section in La Di Da, which was cool. I have seen them do that song a couple of times before. I just completely forgot that. I mean, Dave huddled round him and said, "Pat smear, everybody," and kind of made him the centre of attention during that little bit, which was nice because you normally just associate Pat bouncing around with his perma smile, thrashing out bar chords. So, nice for him to get a bit of spotlight. I mentioned earlier the stage 2 section where they came down the catwalk onto the floor to do Wheels, Big Me, Marigold, Under You, and then we got Window 2 as one of the 3 new songs. I did think Window was maybe a bit flat. Admittedly, it's not my favourite song anyway from the new album, if truth be told. It didn't quite cut through for me, but the Big Me moment, which we'll go into in a little while, more than made up for it.
We like to play this song every night for Mr. Taylor Hawkins. This one's for Taylor.
Then the final part of the show was just unreal. Hey Johnny Park, that was the highlight for me, finally getting to hear that. It was a first for me in terms of my past Foos concert experiences. Aurora, for obvious reasons, is always special, and I got a video which doesn't really do the moment justice, but everyone around the stadium lit up their phones, which was great. I looked across to my wife, Nick, and she really welled up during that one. It always moves us and will never fail to do so now. Now it's played every night for Taylor. Digressing a bit again, but something you probably don't know about me is that I'm a big fan of the football or soccer team Wolverhampton Wanderers, who've just been relegated from the Premier League. We had a Portuguese player called Diogo Jota, who is one of the best we've had in my lifetime. And he later moved to Liverpool, so he played his football at Anfield, where the gigs on Thursday and Saturday took place. He tragically died last year, a year ago this week. In fact, Diogo and his brother were killed in a car crash in Portugal. He was still a Liverpool player, and there are now permanent tributes to him around Anfield. And this was the first time I've been up there since his untimely passing, and been able to pay my respects to someone who I really admired on a similar level to how I admired Taylor Hawkins, really, in terms of they were 2 great entertainers who've given me so much joy and so many memories in the 2 things that I love most, which are football and music. So when they played Aurora on Saturday night, I had a little moment to myself for Taylor, but also for Diogo Jota as well. So then we got a 5-song encore, The Teacher, Unconditional, the Beatles cover I Want You, She's So Heavy, Exhausted, and Everlong. So on the encore, I haven't got too many negative comments about the show at all. I love the encore, personally. In isolation, they're all songs I absolutely love, and I was really excited to hear Exhausted, which was another first for me. I do understand some of the comments, however, that those songs weren't necessarily the best encore choices, as they're a bit downbeat for a finale to the show. I sort of get that. Also, interestingly, on both nights, I think, Dave introduced Exhausted as the last song and then launched straight into Everlong at the end of Exhausted, rather than doing the whole "we don't say goodbye, we say this" as had become tradition. So you did get the odd person starting to leave, but I mean, really, if you didn't know Everlong was coming as the finale, then, I don't know, maybe you were at the wrong show. Anyway, when it did come, Everlong, as always, is the perfect show closer. There were people jumping around all the way back, and then the fireworks at the end were spectacular and just topped it off. If you go on the Foos Files Instagram, I got a really nice video of that and said, this is how you end a stadium show. It was the perfect end to the most magical evening, really. So, last but not least, there was a real show-stopping moment, which I'm sure you've all seen by now. Marc Bautista, aka Mentos Guy, he came over from Spain for the show. He plays in a Foos tribute called Foo Fighters. He was dressed up as a Mentos packet, as you've probably seen now. Dave called him up on stage when they played Big Me at the Stage 2 section, and it was just so joyous. He danced his way around all of that second stage area. All the band members embraced him. He really got into the moment, and then Dave just stepped back and let him sing the second half of Big Me. Mark's selfie video from on stage is by a mile the best thing on the internet right now, in a world where social media can be a bit of a cesspit, quite frankly. And I don't think anyone will get bored of watching it in a hurry, to be honest. His phone must have been going absolutely mad over the past few days. But I can talk about it all day without really being able to do it justice. So why don't we bring in the man himself to tell us about the magic moment? So without further ado, it's the interview every Foo Fighters fan has wanted to hear since Saturday. Marc Bautista, aka Mentos Guy.
I know you love Jay the Rapper. That's the song's called Big Me, and you gotta fucking dance in the audience.
Mark, the man of the moment in the Foo Fighters community. How are you feeling after Saturday and the reaction to your big moment at Liverpool?
Wow. I don't think about that. It's very difficult, but for the moment, in my head, he says, Mark, keep calm. Don't panic. Mark, keep calm. Don't panic. And the view is awesome. The people scream, sing. It's awesome.
It was amazing. I was in the stadium. I knew about your costume, having seen it earlier on. And then the moment when he called you up on stage, it was just amazing. And it was so much fun for everybody to watch.
I was on stage living in the moment, and I said to myself, I have to record this unique once in a lifetime moment. So I didn't actually think to do it until I was halfway through the song.
It was incredible. So tell us about the costume, the Mentos costume.
Yeah.
Where, when, and why did you decide to wear this to the concert?
I was to the Stockholm concert and said to my girlfriend, why don't I dress up a pack of Mentos? And the idea was born in the moment.
So how did you get that costume, the Mentos costume? How did you find this costume?
In an online store in Spain. Yeah, it's very random. I've writing Mentos costume, the first online store, and the price 18 euros, in pounds, 15 pounds approx.
And you just decided, I'm going to wear this for Liverpool.
Yeah. It's my last show of this year. This is the last Foo Fighters show this year, and decide this is the moment, and try it.
Yeah, absolutely. So did you think that the band would notice you
I don't know, really. I don't know. Andy, the photographer, told me try to get Pat's attention. Dave didn't see me in costume during the show, and I think Andy and some of the crew made a bit of noise in the crowd right as Big Me was starting to catch Dave's eye.
Oh, wow. So tell me about the moment then when Dave noticed you and asked you to come up on stage.
This it is a moment that still hasn't left my mind. I had been waiting for this moment for 11 years.
It was absolutely incredible. So you got up onto the stage, and most people would be very, very nervous, but you just went for it, and you looked like you were having the best time up there. You danced with all the band members, and then Dave called you over to the microphone. So just tell us about how it felt being up there.
When Dave asked me to sing, I never expected it. I'm a musician too, and an opportunity to play or sing in front of so many people doesn't come along every day. Seeing the crowd and how excited they were made me realize that is what I want for the rest of my life, to get up on the stage and make people happy.
You certainly made a lot of people happy on Saturday. Interestingly, some people will know that you play in a Foo Fighters tribute band called Foo Fighters. So, firstly, tell us a bit about your band. And also, secondly, I guess singing Big Me is something that you're used to, but just not in such a big situation.
Okay. Foo Fighters was born in the wake of COVID as a way to disconnect from everything bad that had just happened. While we were putting the set list together over the course of a year, Taylor passed away. So we decided to shift the focus of the tribute. I will honor not just the Foo Fighters, but Taylor as well. However, the repertoire stops at the Medicine at Midnight album, so apologies regarding, but here we are and your favorite toy. Me isn't usually in our set list, since tribute bands aren't very popular in Spain, but we don't have it. Rehearsal for longer shows is a fun, easy song to play.
Okay. So when you got up onto the stage, what did, because you and Dave hugged and then you kind of spoke to each other, what did Dave say to you?
Oh, I told Dave he was my idol and thanked him for making me happy with his music. Then I asked him for his wristband, something I'd been trying to get for a long time, and he gave it to me. To me, Dave is a role model in the music and entertainment world. I share this mindset. I like his work ethic, and my entire musical life has revolved around Dave and the Foo Fighters. I have a little bit obsession.
Excellent. Did he say anything to you?
I told Dave I love him, and he told me he loved me.
How about the other band members? Because you went round like all of them. Did any of the others speak to you?
No, only speaks Dave. Pat, give me a hug. I love Pat. The best moment on a stage is dancing with Pat. The movements of Pat is very happy, very funniest, and for me, is the best moment.
Pat is the happiest person in the world.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. Great. And you mentioned the wristband. I gather you also got some guitar picks and drumsticks as well?
Yeah. Dave pick I stole of the mic
Mic
stand.
stand, yeah.
Pat, give me your pick. Ilan, give me the drumsticks. And the Nate Tech, when see me with costume, I like it, and give me one pick of Nate.
Brilliant. So just finally, Mark, how has it felt since the concert? Because you have been everywhere on social media. You've gone viral. You've been on every Foo Fighters social media page. The band have reshared the video. You've been like everywhere. How's that felt?
All of this is new to me. I had never been the center of attention for something on such a massive scale. I received over 400 messages, and I have to say that even though I didn't know even 10% of the people, I felt an obligation to reply because I wanted to and felt like doing it, obviously. I also took so many photos that I barely got to see Liverpool. People keep stopping me constantly to take pictures with me. My personal Instagram following grew significantly, as did the following for the Foo Fighters page. I have to admit I felt a bit overwhelmed, but that's all part of the experience. I met wonderful people and saw what a healthy community this is. As it was lovely to see how happy everyone was for me.
Well, Mark, it's been wonderful to chat to you about this experience. Thank you, because I know English isn't your first language, but you've done a great job of describing the situation. And lastly, from me, as a fellow fan who was in the stadium, Saturday was a really, really special evening anyway. And you added to that, you helped to make it even more special with what happened. So thank you as a fellow Foo Fighters fan.
Dan, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Really, thank you.
Well done, Mark, and thank you for taking the time to chat to us on the podcast, because, as I mentioned, English isn't his first language, but he did a great job. And, you know, what an occasion. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. And, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that at a concert before. It was just perfect. And, as I mentioned, really, really joyous. On that, I've got a few fan comments that some of you who were there have sent in about your general experience of the Foo Fighters in Liverpool. So we've got Adam Flanagan, who says about the shows, given Mentos Guy, I have one word, mint. Maka, she says, unbelievable, speechless, night 2 was top 5 of all the times I've seen them. And I know she's well into double figures for Foo Fighters concerts, including both nights at Liverpool just gone. My wife, Nick Fletcher Harrison, messaged me from across the living room to say they never disappoint, so thanks for that. And Sophie Mitchell, fucking superb, that is all. And on that, I'll take fucking superb as a perfect way to tie a bow on it all, I think. And just finally, before I wrap things up, I did say I would never change the outro to this podcast, the Best of You sing-along, because a few of you have said how much they love it, how much it gets them every time. People normally skip the outro jingle of a podcast, but I know at least 2 people who've said they always have to listen to the end of this one because it always gets them right in the feels. Well, I'm going to sign off by breaking that rule ever so slightly this week. You'll get why. So thanks for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed this week's recap of the Foo Fighters in Liverpool. So to play us out, here is a bit of Best of You, sung by 60,000 people, live at Anfield in Liverpool on Saturday the 27th of June 2026. Thanks for listening to Foos Files, take care, and I'll see you next time.